Total physical response was originally created by Dr. James Asher, an American professor of psychology in the 1960s. TPR is based upon the theory that the memory is enhanced through association with physical movement and the way that very young children learn their mother tongue. When communicating with their children from a very early age, parents make use of language party conversations.
This is children respond physically to their parents' commands. The parent might say, "Give me the ball," and put it down, and the child will perform nearly at once. These conversations continue for many months before the child actually starts to speak itself. Even though it can speak during this time, the child is taking in all of the language, the sounds and the patterns. Eventually, when it has decoded enough, the child reproduces the language quite spontaneously. TPR, as an approach to teaching a second language, attempts to mirror this effect in the language classroom. TPR is a method of teaching language using physical movement to react to verbal input in order to reduce student inhibitions and lower their affective filter. It allows students to react to language without thinking too much, facilitates long-term retention, and reduces students' anxiety and stress.
What's so good about TPR anyway? First, it is easy to implement. It requires no translation or L1 support. It can help students and teachers make the transition to another language environment. There is no disadvantage for academically weaker students. TPR does not depend on left-brain academic skills. This gives all students a chance to shine in a new environment. TPR requires an instant reaction. As there is no time to think during TPR practice, students can break the bad habit of overanalyzing language and become more comfortable with going with the flow or guessing from the context.
It incorporates some humor in the class, which can greatly increase a student's interest and enjoyment. TPR reduces pressure and stress for students, resulting in increased confidence and a lowering of the affective filter. TPR results in a long-term retention of language items, and the constant repetition and recycling involved reinforces this, leading to a magic learning experience. Skillful use of TPR allows teachers to drill language targets repeatedly without losing students' interest. Students are not forced to repeat the commands or otherwise speak until are ready.
Although the advantages are obvious, there appear to be a few potential drawbacks in using Asher's method. One of them is the teaching of words that represent abstract concepts. Another possible difficulty is the lack of intrinsic sequencing. The method itself does not call for it. Also, TPR seems to be especially effective in the beginning levels of language proficiency, but it loses its distinctiveness as learners advance in their competence.
Another limitation lies in the language input, which is, in essence, restricted to imperatives. From a mere practical point of view, it is highly unlikely to maintain a lesson only on commands and physical responses for more than a few minutes, since the activity might become repetitious for the learners. This is why Dr. Asher himself suggested that TPR should be used in association with other methods and techniques.
TPR can be used as a warm-up. Taking 5 minutes at the beginning of each class to do a TPR style warm-up would be an easy way to introduce TPR to your classes. By using TPR to pre-teach the language that students will encounter in future lessons, you can reduce the difficulty of those lessons.
TPR can complement normal classes by enhancing student motivation and confidence, developing a student's listening ability, and breaking up their routine through brain switching. TPR is perfect for elementary school classes, as the students are used to learning in a variety of ways and particularly enjoy movement.
In a language class, TPR can be used to successfully teach and practice vocabulary connected with actions, tenses, classroom language, imperatives or instructions, and storytelling. Among these methods, there are some similarities that make them alike in some ways. One of the similarities between both methods is that the teacher is a model to be followed and imitated by the students. In the audiolingual method, the students imitate the teacher's pronunciation of the new vocabulary that is presented. In the TPR, the students are supposed to imitate the non-verbal language that the teacher produces in order to convey meaning. Another resemblance between them is that listening and speaking language are emphasized over written language. One of the differences is that the TPR method is a longer process than the audiolingual method. In classes with total physical response, the teacher has to wait for the student until he is prepared to produce oral language. On the other hand, audiolingual method forces the students to produce oral language immediately. Another difference is how the methods deal with the students' feelings. Audiolingual method doesn't pay attention to the student's emotions, while TPR really focuses on the learner's feelings. As a matter of fact, it was especially developed to help people reduce the stress of learning a new language. We can also mention the way teachers respond to errors as a difference between both methods. The teacher that uses the audiolingual method has to pay special attention to the student's errors. In the TPR method, the teacher has to tolerate the errors that the students make and just correct major errors unobtrusively.
Jaga kita jago. Ngare ulu. Yure kibia. Yure kibia. Ngare ulu. Yure kubong. Yure kigantang. Yure krasi. Yure kubantamo. Yure kunga. Yure Abraham.
Ça c'est la tête. Tout ça, c'est la tête. Par exemple, Marie-Antoinette, on lui a coupé la tête. C'était triste, mais ça, tout ça, ça c'est la tête, ok? Et la tête, j'ai une grosse tête, mais la tête est composée de beaucoup de parties. Et une des parties, c'est le nez. Ça, c'est le nez. Cyrano de Bergerac, il avait un long nez. C'est un très long. Mais ça, c'est le nez. Ça, c'est le nez. Okay? Et puis ça, c'est la bouche. Vous parlez, blablabla, bla, 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 vous parlez avec la bouche. Ça, c'est la bouche. Ça, c'est la bouche. Vous mangez les chocolate chip cookies avec la bouche, ok? Vous avez les dents dans la bouche. Ça, c'est la bouche, ok? Il y a certaines personnes qui ont une grande bouche, blablabla, bla, 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 et d'autres personnes avec des petites bouches. Alors, vous avez la bouche, la tête et le nez. Alors, ça, c'est le doigt. Et on va indiquer, par exemple, indiquer frère Bateman, indiquer le professeur, indiquer l'appareil, indiquer. Alors ça, c'est indiquer. Classe, s'il vous plaît, indiquez le nez. Indiquez le nez. Oui, indiquez le nez. Indiquez. Oui, voilà, c'est ça. Non, touchez pas. Indiquez. Indiquez le nez. Oui, c'est ça, indiquez le nez. Ah, touchez-vous le nez. Ah, indiquez le nez. Touchez-vous le nez. Bravo, c'est ça. Hein? Piquez-vous le nez. Non, on ne va pas faire ça. Alors ça, c'est le nez. Indiquez le nez. Touchez-vous le nez. Oups. Grattez-vous le nez. Grattez-vous le nez. Grattez-vous le nez. Oui, c'est ça. Classe, s'il vous plaît. Indiquez la tête. Touchez-vous la tête. Indiquez le nez. Touchez-vous le nez.
Dr. Asher developed that approach in 30 years of research in the laboratory. This research has resulted in TPR being used successfully in thousands of classrooms, with children and adults learning languages such as English, Spanish, French, German, Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Arabic, Hebrew, and even the sign language of the deaf.